While it's true that swimming does present some challenges to athletes and coaches that want to incorporate it in their rowing training, there are a lot of good reasons to include swimming in your training. Swimming is an outstanding balancing exercise and can do wonders to help athletes overcome the imbalance created through sweep rowing. Swimming also unloads and decompresses the spine, which is essential when doing lots of rowing or ergometer training during periods of high volume. Swimming is a zero-impact sport, a very forgiving environment, so people who are prone to injury tend to do well when they get in the pool. Swimming, when done properly, has excellent cardiovascular components. In fact, swimming is the one sport that has actually been proven to increase lung capacity. A combination of cycle training and swimming training put together a lower body and upper body component that would be outstanding for any rower who wants to get faster. However, there are a lot of challenges. First and most formidable is that swimming is a highly technical activity. Like Nordic skiing and rowing, you should not expect an athlete to be able to jump in the pool on day one and get a good workout. It would be like asking a novice to jump into a single and get a very good workout. That said, you're going to need to invest significant time, energy, and teaching if you're going to utilize swimming as a complement in cross-training. The other thing to keep in mind is that the lower body component of swimming, the kicking motion, is very unsimilar to rowing. Unlike cycling or even running, the lower body musculature is used very differently, so it tends not to cross over extremely well to the rowing stroke. However, the upper body component and the core component are wonderful complements. Expect a low training effect in terms of transitioning to rowing effect when you begin swimming. However, over time, if you dedicate yourself to learning the technique, it'll go from low training effect to moderate training effect to very high training effect. Coaches may want to think about investing in swimming once a week so that if an athlete becomes injured or if an athlete wants to use swimming as a cross-training activity, they're ready to go and capable of jumping in the pool and doing good work. I have a few recommendations. The first is that you invest in the swimming. It's ideal if you can get into the water at least once a week or twice a week. Here are some ways you can do that. Put it at the end of an erg workout or a weightlifting workout. Have the athletes get in the pool for 20 minutes to 30 minutes and focus mostly on technical drilling. This is going to help athletes clear lactates after a workout, will help their recovery processes, but will also make them more capable of doing good cross-training workouts in the pool. Focus on technique. Technique, technique, technique. You want the swimmers to be able to learn how to be balanced and apply their force in the water well. The better their technique, eventually, the better the cardiovascular benefit, the better the core strength benefit, and the better they will enjoy their swimming. When prescribing workouts for new swimmers, or a varying degree of swimmers, I recommend that you use time instead of distance for your intervals. Rather than doing 5 by 200 meters, I would recommend you do 5 by 4 minutes. That way, more capable swimmers are training for the same amount of time as less capable swimmers. People can worry about going at their own pace. When the U.S. women were here at Williams College doing a cross-training camp, they used swimming after erg workouts and strength training workouts to facilitate the clearing of lactic acid, as well as adding a little additional cardiovascular volume. The women were in the pool for about 40 to 60 minutes, and you could tell they felt good and were enjoying themselves. It was a nice addition to the training program. We're going to have former All-American and current Williams varsity swim coach Steve Custer talk to us about basic swimming technique and introduce some drills that'll help you become a more effective swimmer.
So we're talking about swimming today. We're talking about how to make swimming as easy for you as possible while you're getting a great workout. For some people that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Other people are ready to go right away. I think all of these tips are going to be great for everyone. But first and foremost, when we talk about basics of swimming, we're going to talk about being relaxed. Being relaxed in the water, staying as calm and as easy as you can. The next thing under basics we talk about is air exchange. Something we don't think about often. during the course of the day, but when you're in the water, your face is in the water, something you're going to want to be thinking about a lot and staying relaxed when you do it. And lastly, in basics, we're going to talk about body position. Body position is sort of the building block, the foundation of everything else you do with your swimming, so we'll spend a good amount of time on that. Next step is sort of doing some more advanced moves and talking a little bit about some advanced things like pulling pattern, like how do you kick properly, how do you kick effectively without expending all of your energy on your kick, and breathing. I think breathing is a place where people get caught up a lot, and it can be a time saver, it can be an energy saver. If we help you breathe efficiently, the rest of your swimming will flow much easier. Relaxation in swimming is key. Your objective is to help the water help you. By staying relaxed, by keeping yourself from being tense, just relaxing in the water will help you. You may be a great floater or not, but I can guarantee you, the more relaxed you stay in the water, the better chance you have of being close to the surface, and the more efficient your swimming will be. Air exchange. We're talking about the basics, blowing bubbles and breathing in. Everybody knows how to do it for the most part, but a lot of times people aren't thinking about doing it. So we'll start off doing some bobs. Underwater, exhale, come up, quick inhale, quick breath, and we'll extend from there and do a little bit more air exchange. But air exchange is crucial to staying relaxed. Staying relaxed is crucial to being an efficient swimmer. Body position. Body position, as I said before, it's the foundation of everything we're going to do beyond, of pulling pattern, of kicking, everything like that. You don't want to start swimming until you know how to float, until you know proper body position. A lot of your proper body position is going to be related to your head position in the water. So we'll spend a good amount of time working on body position before we move on. We're going to walk before we can run. So as we get into the stroke a little bit more, what you do with your arms, your pulling pattern is pretty key. We'll talk and focus a little bit on what your elbows are doing and where they are relative to your hands. And we'll spend a little bit of time talking about where we want to put the emphasis, where we want to start putting a little bit more power into the stroke. The kick. Most people have either seen people kicking or know how to kick or think they know how to kick, but there's a skill to it, and a lot of it is in being relaxed. A lot of it is in keeping your legs relaxed, thinking a little bit more about a whip and a piece of wet spaghetti versus a 2x4. So we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that, talking about the proper amount of kick, how fast, how slow, so that you're not using all of your energy on your kick. Breathing and breathing patterns and body position as it relates to actually swimming in your stroke will be the last thing we cover. And again, this is pretty important. We're all going to need air in order to swim well. How you get your air, how relaxed you can be while you do it, and what kind of body position you maintain while you're breathing are really important to successful swimming. Okay, so we've spent time talking about basics and kind of the next step. This will be for moderate, sort of post-basic swimmers who are maybe a little bit more advanced, looking to get maybe a little bit more out of their workout. We're going to talk about flip turns, which, while some people may not be big fans of, flip turns is a great way to do two things. First, keep your workout a little bit more continuous. You don't have to constantly stop at the wall, gasp for a breath, and then push off and go. And second, it's a great core exercise. Works on all different aspects of your body, including holding your breath. We'll talk, in addition, about changing speeds a little bit. How do you go about swimming faster when you're ready to swim faster? Where are the right places to put the effort? And also, maybe you're swimming one lap very fast, slowing down for one lap. We will, in addition, bring in some equipment that can mix and match a little bit with your workouts. So it's not constantly just swimming back and forth. Maybe you're using a kickboard or some fins or a pull buoy. People who are going to help us demonstrate some of the basic skills we're going to start off with in swimming. Starting with, and they all look relatively relaxed, but starting with staying as relaxed in the water as you can. You want to make your body as calm and as, maybe limp's not the right word, but just as easy and relaxed in the water as you can. When your face is in the water, when your face is out of the water, when you're swimming fast, and when you're swimming slow. Air exchange is blowing bubbles underwater and then coming up out of the water and getting a short, quick, but relatively deep breath. So you'll be underwater, and then above the water, and then underwater, and above the water. Okay? So let's do a few of those. We'll call them bobs. Underwater for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, exhaling. You can hold your breath for a minute, for a second or two, exhale for a second or two, come up and get a quick breath. Now, when you're exhaling, when you're doing this, whether you're swimming or not, I want to see bubbles. I don't want you to be shy with your bubbles. I'm looking for bubbles that look like this, a good amount. Notice they're up pretty quickly. And you can see, you can't hear, but you can probably see it's a, and if they were doing a little bit more work, it would be a little bit quicker and a little bit deeper and more aggressive on the breath. Okay, so that drill, especially if you're working on breathing, is a good drill. We're just talking about bobs right here. Under, exhale, up, inhale. Okay, that's good. Now let's do it a little bit faster. Why don't you come use the wall so that you can pull yourself up and sink yourself under. Let's do bobs a little bit faster. The deal here is I want to see you get the breath as quickly as you can. Because as we'll find out later, head position, the longer your head is out of the water, the more your body position is going to change. So we're focusing on quick breaths here. Okay? Ready? Let's do, why don't you guys both all do 8 quick ones in a row. All right, ready? Go. Quick breath and under. Those of you who are slightly less skilled in the breathing or comfortable in the breathing department, this is a great drill. Learn air exchange without having to worry about your arms, your legs, your pulling pattern, or anything else. And since we're talking about real basics, you are all exhaling out of your mouth. You're sort of keeping your nose, I assume. You're not exhaling a lot out of your nose, you're exhaling out of your mouth. You're breathing in through your mouth. So essentially when you're doing this and when you're swimming, you're focusing as little as possible on your nose. You're doing this all through your mouth. Okay, now, next step, and we'll sort of watch you guys all do it just because I'm sure you're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to work on floating, proper floating, which will be proper body position. So all I want you there, it's dead man, dead woman's float. You're here, but I want your eyes, so head position is key. Your eyes are straight down to the bottom. The top part of your head is the only thing on your head that's out of the water. And if you were to move yourself forward, this very tip of your top of your head would hit the wall in front of you. Good, so you can sort of see 3 different positions. Carolyn's head's pretty far in the water, I like that. Abby's is pretty good, could go down a little bit. And Jack is a little high there.
Which is why his feet are.
Which is exactly why his body position is a little bit more exaggerated. All right, 3 different positions. Carolyn, I liked your head position a lot. It was in the water, okay? Yours was good, but I want to see you go in the water even just a little bit more. And Jack, yours can afford to go. Your head is up so high that you're almost having to work to hold it up that high. I want you to relax a little bit, get that head all the way down in the water, press. You can press your chest down a little bit and your forehead down a little bit and see if that helps. Your feet may still sink, but your hips should be a little better, okay? Let's try that again. There's a better change over here. His feet are still sinking, but that's good head position. This is the head position that we're going to do when we swim, all the way through. For some people, it's going to take adding the kick a little bit to get the feet up. As long as the head is in that position, we're in good shape. All right, so we're adding a little bit of kick here just to show a little different body position. Great head position there. You can see how relaxed she is. Head's in the water, hips on the surface. Kick is moving. It's not a real big kick. It's not a big splash, but obviously a very effective kick. We'll watch that good head position. You can see with Jack maybe a little bit more tension through his back and his shoulders. All right, he's got a pretty good kick. The hips are down just a little bit relative to the girls, and the feet, as a result, are a little bit lower. So for Jack, we want to try to focus getting his chest down a little bit more, which hopefully would help his hips come up a little bit. You can see how relaxed her arms are. There's no tension in her arms. Head position's great. Maybe just a tad low, but good. Eyes are looking straight down. Hips are right on the surface. Feet, again, nice little splash. The legs don't go, the feet don't go very deep when you're kicking. There's a little knee bend. That's very nice. And super relaxed there. Trying to get Jack's legs up a little bit. It's pretty good head position. There are the hips. Now, his feet are splashing. Maybe not as easy as the girls. I think he's going to need a little bit more knee bend to get that kick even a little bit more relaxed. But that's much better body position there. He's pressing his chest down. As a result, his hips are higher. His feet are a little bit more on the surface. Watch these 3 swim with the arms for a little bit. I'll point a few things out, and then we'll talk about a couple other points. A nice, relaxed, easy freestyle. Carolyn starts with a nice streamline. Same head position, okay? Same hip position. Nice kick. Not quite as steady as before, but pretty good. Let's watch again. First time through, let's just watch head and body position. Just because she adds the arms doesn't mean the head position or the hips or the feet change. That's a very nice body position right there. And you can see as a result, she's not fighting the water, really relaxed in the water. Okay, Jack? There, Jack just made the adjustment. He had his head a little bit high, then he put it in the water. Hips are up, feet are nice, arms are good and relaxed. We talked briefly about I want the right arm on the right side of the body and pushing straight back, and the left arm on the left side of the body and pushing straight back. I want you to concentrate on pressing the water with your palm and your forearm. You're pressing the water back like this, as opposed to pretending like you're trying to grab hold of the water and pull it back like this. Okay? So we're going to work on high elbows, not dropping the elbows. We're going to work on pressing with your palm and your forearm all the way back, and then relaxed, lift up and around. Okay? Again. All the while, we're thinking and concentrating on our arms, but we have not forgotten body position. One of the things that Carolyn does very well is you can see her hips rotating side to side. Again, that's a little bit more advanced, but that's allowing Carolyn to get even more distance out of every stroke she takes. Let's watch Abby's arms. Let's look for her elbows. Hopefully her elbows are staying up nice and high. It's a difficult thing to see on camera, but she wants to make sure she's pressing with her palms and her forearm. Her arms push all the way back towards her toes. Good. Nice head position for Jack. Jack does a very nice job of sliding his hand in the water, keeping his elbow up, and pressing back. And you can see body position always still there. Nobody's starting to struggle, nobody's tensing up, nobody's working too hard, and all three of them are moving through the water really well. Jack reminded me a little bit, looking at his stroke, of how we want to put our hand in the water. Picture yourself trying to put your hand through the sleeve of a coat, right down in here. You never put your hand through the sleeve of a coat like this, so you don't want to swim like that. Fingertips first, angling down forward and towards the bottom of the pool a little bit. Okay? To relax your legs a little bit and make sure you're bending your knees. You kick from your hip down through your toes. Your toes are pointed so that the top part of your foot is kicking the water down. You're flexing your ankles just a little bit at the finish of the kick. So once again, legs need to be relaxed. You're picturing like a whip, not a 2x4. Carolyn's got a nice, small, compact kick. Good. Abby's bringing her feet up a little bit higher. That's fine. You don't want to be too much higher than that, though. Otherwise, you're kicking air. She's thumping down a little bit more. She got a little bit more splash, but that as well, as long as it's relaxed, that is also very effective. Good. Now, Jack's got the same sort of issue as in the beginning. Feet are maybe just a little bit low. Hips are just a little bit underwater. So as he comes back, we'll work on trying to get those up a little bit. Carolyn's cranking the kick up a little bit. Again, you can still see hands, shoulders relaxed, great head position there. Nice, small, compact kick. Big enough that her feet come out of the water a little bit, but not so big that it's all over the place. Very relaxed, pretty steady, beautiful head and body position. You can see her knee bend a little bit more. You can see her feet come up a little bit more thump. Still, very effective kick right there. All right, we asked Jack to try to make a couple changes. Okay, he's going to try to press his upper body down in the water a little bit more to get the hips up, and this time a little bit more knee bend for Jack. So now I can see his bathing suit right on the surface for the most part. His hips, his feet are up maybe a half an inch or so. It's making it a little bit more productive to kick for him. You want to make sure you're not letting your feet go too far to the bottom. Okay? The bigger your kick is, the more your kick goes towards the bottom, the more resistance you're going to have on the way up as you're trying to get the down part of your kick. Next big step is getting a breath. How to stay relaxed, how to turn your body and your head to get a nice breath, how to keep your stroke continuous while you're breathing. You can notice as the girls are doing this, they're rolling their bodies like a log and turning their head, ideally without lifting their head away from the water. There you go. That's actually very nice right there. Rolls his body. He's pulling his head a little bit back behind him, but otherwise, pretty good. So as far as body position when you breathe, you want to be working on having that whole half of your head. If I'm breathing to my right side, the entire part of my left side of my head will stay in the water. You're working on keeping nice and low, just like you were when you're floating, keeping the same pressure down, and just rotating your head and your body enough to get your mouth out of the water. Not all the way. You don't need that much air because we practiced the breathing. Just enough to get the mouth out of the water about here. The timing of it, which is also very important. I'll talk you through this as they're swimming this next time. If I'm breathing to my right side, as my left hand hits, that's when I start to roll my body. That's when I exhale, and that's when I go. I'm in this position. Left arm out in front, right arm to the side. Or if I'm breathing to my left side, right arm hits, I exhale, I roll, I'm here for my breath, and I'm back in. So again, relaxed, great head position, good body position. Carolyn's head comes a little bit up out of the water. We'll ask her to fix that maybe a little bit on the next one. But you saw the good timing. Left hand hits, body rolls onto that side. Okay, Abby? Good, let's see if she keeps that half of the head in the water. Pretty good, she certainly stays relaxed. The head is certainly down, hips are up, timing is nice, and the breath is quick because we worked on the breathing and the bobs and the staying relaxed. Hand in, body roll. For those people who need a little bit more work on their breathing and getting comfortable with the breathing, this is a real nice drill you can do with the kickboard. It helps you work both the breathing and the legs, but takes out the arms so you have one less thing to think about. You're gonna grab a kickboard, fingers on top, thumb on the bottom. So you're barely holding on to the kickboard, nice and relaxed. You're gonna hold it, the water's here, I'm floating in the water, I have great head position, eyes are looking at the bottom, the board is flat on the surface. You're just going nice steady kick. The kick is what's gonna propel you forward. The arm you're not using is at the side. And then when you need a breath, you hold on to the board, but don't use it. You're not pulling it this way to pull your head out of the water. You're rolling, you're just using the board as a little bit of leverage, rolling your body to the side, turning your head, getting your breath, keep kicking, and right back in. So it's working on great breathing position and body position without the arms. Let's see how these guys do with it. So now we have the arms out of the equation, and we're looking at just working on the breathing. Now we want Carolyn to go back, rotate back under her belly like that, gets a nice breath, and back in. And the feet are there, propelling her. The body position is great on that drill for Carolyn, and she's still nice and relaxed. Flip turns allow it to be a little bit more continuous and also great cardio and great core exercise. Works the abs, helping you get your feet over, and you've got to be able to hold your breath for at least a stroke in and a stroke out of the wall. Watch a couple times and see if we can watch a couple of the different steps. First, let's watch the head snap, chin to chest, and keep it there. Chin, chest, hips, feet on the wall. While all that is going on, she's already worked her hand up into a nice tight streamline over her head, and then she pushes off. If we break the turn down a little bit and give you a couple different segments to work on. First, Abby's going to show you just doing a very basic somersault in the water. It's all going to be started from pushing off the bottom and tucking her chin. She's doing a somersault right there. Good. Just getting comfortable, doing a somersault in the water, getting it comfortable. I assume Abby's exhaling out of her nose a little bit so that she's not inhaling. A lot of people will get that burning feeling in their nose if they're inhaling. One more time with just a jump somersault. Good. So you can see she's using the momentum from the bottom and the tuck of the chin to help get her feet around. So this is going to be basically a flip turn without the wall, but another really good step to practice before you get to the wall. A good push off. 1-2 strokes, head tuck, somersault right there. And I'm looking for you to snap the feet over. I'm looking for a little bit of splash. I want to see you come over nice and fast. Abby's in a nice tight little ball with her legs out about 90 degrees. Again, I think it's very helpful to practice the somersault. You're practicing your stroke. You're practicing your first 2 strokes into the somersault. So it's going to go head tuck, hips come over, Feet at about 90 degrees. Hit the wall together. Head tuck. Hips, feet. Feet on the wall. Arms are already over her head. And while she's not doing it a lot there, she'll kick herself off in that nice streamlined position. We'll watch her full speed. Head tuck, hips, feet, bam, right off the wall. No time wasted on the wall with the feet. Good. With Carolyn now, we're going to show a little bit of change in your speed. For those of you who are to the point where you're swimming well, you're swimming efficiently, and you want to start working on swimming faster and changing your speeds within your workout, which is a great way to get a very good workout. We'll talk about some of the ways that Carolyn's going to do that to maximize her speed while keeping herself nice and relaxed in the water. So she'll start nice and easy, nice and relaxed, and then we'll go from there. Again, Carolyn always starts with a good push-off, a nice streamline. This is nice, easy speed. Not slow, but pretty easy speed for Carolyn. She's got the good body position, the good roll of her hips and her shoulders, and nice body position when she's breathing. Now, when Carolyn picks up the pace, we're going to look for three things. A much stronger kick. While her legs remain relaxed, she's going to go a much stronger kick. She's going to start increasing the speed of her arms. Most importantly, though, it's going to happen at the back part of your stroke. If you work real hard here, there's not a lot of power benefit. You work real hard back here, and you push the water and accelerate through the finish of your stroke. That's where the speed and the power come from. So let's watch Carolyn and see if she can do those couple of things. Good. Much stronger, much faster kick. She's got her arm speed up. And we'll watch her going away so you can see Carolyn pushing the water away from her. Again, with good speed. You're going to increase your kick, increase your arm speed, and really emphasize the back part of your stroke. It's crucial as you start increasing your speed that you stay relaxed, especially through the shoulders and your back muscles, and you're not tightening your kick and you're not just gripping the water and trying to swim real hard. Stay relaxed. Make it flow while you try to increase your speed. One more time. Really nice. Shoulders are flowing, kick is moving, but nice and in control. Now, whatever your speed is, these three things you're working on: the kick, staying relaxed, accelerating through the finish of your stroke. In our last segment, we're going to talk about some tools you can use to mix and match your workout a little bit, to keep it interesting, to work your body in slightly different ways. So we're starting with the kickboard. Sydney's going to show us a couple little moves with the kickboard, nothing major, but when you're kicking, you're not surfing on the board, you're going to hold it out nice and relaxed. It's key to hold this relaxed right out here, okay? Fully extended with your arms so you can concentrate on your legs. If you're real tense on the board, you're pulling on the board, you're not going to move very far with your kicking. So first we'll watch Sydney doing some kicking with the board like this, and then we'll move on from there. Go. So Sydney's just got a nice basic flutter kick, trying to be as relaxed as you can on the kickboard. One of the things you notice is she's relaxed on the board. The feet are maybe a little bit lower than normal. The kickboard will do that. Your head is up out of the water. Remember the beginning of the video we talked about your hips sinking as your head is up, and that's a little bit of what you'll find happens when you're using the kickboard. There it is, good. You want to hear your feet thumping behind you, okay? I think it's rare that people are going to be lifting their feet up too high. More than likely, especially with a kickboard, the tendency will have your feet be a little bit too low. Okay, just to mix up the position, to vary it a little bit with the kickboard, you can put fingers on top, thumbs on the bottom, hold the board all the way out in front of you. You're going to practice really good head position here, so your eyes are looking down at the bottom, just the top part of your head's out of the water, and you're kicking. This is also nice. You can be a little bit hypoxic. You're going to hold your breath and work on the legs. When you need a breath, you can either pick your head up, or you can drop an arm and get your breath this way and bring your arm back up. So now you notice with this, now the head's in really good body position. The kick is much higher. It's much easier to work body position from this position on the kickboard. Next piece of equipment is the pull buoy. Lots of different types of pull buoys. You got small white ones with straps, bigger ones straps. Jack's going to use one that has no straps. Most important thing to remember is the buoy goes right in between your legs. It's up pretty high, and the idea with the buoy is you are not using your legs. So we just focused on the legs without the arms. We're going to focus on the arms without the legs now. It'll be a great upper body workout for you if you want to concentrate a little bit more on that. But not too many variations of what you can do with the pull buoy. So Jack's just going to show you pulling, maybe multiple side breathing for you, Jack, as well. Let's see you breathe to both sides, concentrate on the body position. Just drag the legs behind you. You have to make sure you squeeze your legs together a little bit. So that's a little awkward, but you get used to it. And again, great for immobilizing the legs and really being able to concentrate on either your stroke and your pulling pattern with your arms, or on just getting a great upper body workout. All right, last piece of equipment we're going to demonstrate today are called zoomers. They're fins, they're small fins, so they're not going to give you quite the same amount and advantage as maybe a real big fin that's out to here. It's going to make you kick really, really fast. For some people, the use of fins and zoomers is helpful. They feel like they get a little more out of their kick. For me, in my program, we use fins because I think it's pretty hard and challenging, especially if you're using them well within the framework of your stroke. The fins challenge you to kick and kick a lot. So we're going to demonstrate first just doing some kicking with the fins. We'll see what the kick looks like with the fins without the stroke, and then we'll add the stroke. So we're looking for the same thing. Good body position, nice steady splash to the feet. Let's see what it looks like. Now, definitely compared to with the board, Sydney's got a good bit more speed. So it might help you stay a little bit more relaxed in the water. The fins give you a little bit more surface area on your feet, so you're moving a little bit more water. Nice and relaxed, good body position there from Sydney. Doing a really good job. Underwater kicking, again, same idea. You're underwater, you're fast. You're going to be forced to hold your breath a little bit more. Let's see how far you can go underwater with the fins on. And I can't emphasize enough, variety in your swimming workouts are great. Use equipment, mix things up, change your breathing pattern. Very nice, good, good. So you go 20 yards underwater, you swim easy to the wall, catch your breath, do it again. That's a great workout. The other thing you can do and should do when you're wearing zoomers is swim the whole stroke. When you swim the whole stroke, if you're a heavy kicker, when you don't have the zoomers on, great. If you're not, the zoomers are meant for you to emphasize the kick while you're working on your stroke. So we'll watch Sydney, we'll watch her swim her regular stroke, hopefully with nice, steady, strong kick. Good. Steady, we call it a 6-beat kick. 6 beats, 6 kicks within the framework of 1 cycle. That's a nice, steady kick. That's a good workout. Good. So I hope you found this segment about swimming helpful. I think a couple things to remember. Start easy. Start from the beginning. Even if you're an accomplished swimmer, start from the beginning. Check yourself. Make sure you're staying relaxed. Check your body position. Check your breathing. And once you've mastered those things, then move on to the next step. Work on your pulling pattern and your kicking and your breathing while you swim. And then you can always finish it off as you get better and better with the more challenging things. But keep doing it. Swimming's a great way to get a good workout and to mix things up.